Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree?
Under the fair use doctrine of the US copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. There are no legal rules permitting the use of a specific number of words, a certain number of musical notes, or percentage of a work. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And joining us on The Factor Uncensored, we have Nature Boy's family members who are here. We have with us Tanisha, Kayla, and Portia. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. You all have been following all of the media coverage. You saw the segment on The Factor Uncensored, and you guys said you wanted to clear up some misinformation out there. So, Portia, let's begin with you. When you talk about, and you hear people talk about Nature Boy, and the conviction, and now the time that he will be spending behind bars life. What are your thoughts on that? And what's most concerning that's out there that bothers you as a family member?
Okay, so first I do want to.
I guess they went ahead and gave us proof of life by doing this interview today. However, I'm still very much concerned about Malia, aka Tanisha Dule. Something in the pit of my stomach is telling me that something's not right in this picture. Look at her right eye. Is it just me, or does it look like she got a fresh black eye?
A family member.
Okay, so first I did want to start off by addressing a couple of topics, because I did watch, the news feed that you did previously, and there was a lot of misinformation and misrepresentation of who Eligio Bishop is and who we are. And so I do want to clear a lot of that up, because a lot of things were brought up saying that he was, getting money from people and spending money.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but this feels like a repeat of their testimony in the courtroom. Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, is really trying to act like Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, was not taking people money as soon as they arrived. In addition to that, he had many of the individuals within the cult take out fraudulent PPP loans so that they could give him the money. So this interview is just a repeat of her testimony on the stand when she was up there testifying.
Getting money from people and spending money recklessly. You guys mentioned STDs. You guys mentioned the passing of Mama Dia.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but what she want to clear up about Mama Dia's passing? What she want to clear up? Because I'm telling y'all right now, I think to this day, we still don't have the full story of what happened to that lady. What we know is that Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, at that particular time was very much against Western medicine and medications. And word on the curb is he discouraged her from taking her medications. And that's more than likely what led to her untimely passing. So I don't understand what Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, thinks she could clear up about that situation.
Passing of Mama Dia. And I do want to...
And real quick, I'm going to let you finish, but just so you know, for the record, all of that came from the court case and the allegations made by prosecutors. But go ahead.
Yeah. I know, I was there. So I know that a lot of those allegations weren't even intertwined into the court case. See, what happened is that there's a lot of distraction around what really happened on March 24th, 2022. because us
And for
three.
those following us and listening,
The only people on Beyonce's internet creating propaganda videos and giving out false narratives is you, guys. Ladies, it's you. The problem is you. Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade, Afaru, a.k.a. Kayla Buckner, and Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Dulay. Y'all are the problem. And by the way, Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Dulay, the next time they let you on camera, blink 4 times, then stop, and then blink 2 times, then stop. I will get the alert and I will send the authorities.
2022, because us three.
and for those following us and listening, March 24th, what happened then?
So I'm not going to go into the particulars because we are still in the process of appeal. But we're mainly coming on here to exonerate his name and to shed light on the maliciousness of this prosecution. Yeah. There was a lot of things that were done that were not in justice or spirit of the law. There were a lot of things that were done underhandedly by a lot of people who, said that they were lying about this whole thing in the first place. Yeah. And so a lot of these things are coming from people who have hurt feelings. Hurt feelings because they didn't get.
Under the fair use doctrine of the US copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. There are no legal rules permitting the use of a specific number of words, a certain number of musical notes, or percentage of a work. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Who have hurt feelings. Hurt feelings because they didn't get what they wanted. And so a lot of stuff starts surfacing. $300,000. I wanted to get into that because before he set out and before that money was given to him, he already had a successful barbershop. It was running. So before he started his journey, he gave that away to one of the barber members that was there, and she paid and she gave him money weekly. So he always had his own money. He always had, and so he had enough that what we had created what was called a pot, which was a collective pool of resources. What he didn't use, he always gave away. There was a lot of people who came, they didn't have money. You have to think, traveling over Central America, sometimes 25 people with them not having money. We have to get over borders. We have to pay tolls, gas, food, living. And so he was mostly putting out of pocket that expenses for a lot of people, and he was paying for them to eat. He was paying for the shelter. I know back in 2021, we were on doing live entertainment on Bigo, where he was making at least $20,000 a month. And so there was one of the members who said that they gave $3,000 check a month, but that only partially covered expenses. And so it was Eligio Bishop that mostly covered everything for everyone. And these people
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but like, if he had, like Aya, aka Laya, aka Portia Wade said, when he was doing Bigo, he was getting like 20 racks a month. He had all that money, and she talking about he wasn't spending money reckless. They don't have money for an appeal attorney. Like, he was making all this money. Why didn't he set some to the side? And let's just not gloss over the fact that Carbonation lives off and lived off of donations. Now I need to speak to you guys, y'all Carbonation supporters and donors. Just so you guys know, you are not helping them. You are actually harming them.
Covered everything for everyone. And these people came to him with problems. You guys mentioned STDs. These people were already documented to have these afflictions before they came.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of defamation of character. There's a lot of because of the recent trial, you know, new people are starting to look up Eligio Bishop. They're starting to be curious about the situation. And I feel like there's been so much false information and so much defamation of character from our online hate groups that that's the first thing that people resort to. But there's a lot of intricate details that many are missing. And with all of these news channels just putting out information to create a bias for people and only getting one side of the story to get, I guess, views, create a bias for people and only getting one side of the story to get, I guess, views, and just say all of these allegations. You know, we just wanted to clear some of it up, but also keep the point of the malicious prosecution. Look at the injustice.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but Efru, aka Kayla Buckner, just because people have their own opinions that may not align with your opinions and what we have to say about Poppy doesn't resonate with you, does not mean that we are, well, let me speak for myself. It doesn't mean that I am reporting on this cult and this destructive cult leader, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, for views. And I doubt that the news needs him for views. It's like the other way around at this point. Y'all need the news more than they need you.
Keep the point of the malicious prosecution. Look at the injustices of that trial. You know, if you go to
subscribe to Nana's channel.
Good job.
If you go to our library section, you will see all of the well put together videos that we made to show the corruption throughout his case. And we really want that to be the focus, because I feel like people are getting distracted by his character. People are getting distracted by their personal feelings about him. And I feel like that's why he was convicted, because of people's personal feelings.
Under the fair use doctrine of the US copyright statute, it is permissible to use limited portions of a work, including quotes, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and scholarly reports. There are no legal rules permitting the use of a specific number of words, a certain number of musical notes, or percentage of a work. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Nature Boy, and what prosecutors call his cult, is a huge story trending right now on social media. If you want to look it up, Google it. He's currently serving a life sentence after being found guilty of multiple charges, including false imprisonment, rape, and revenge porn. There has been speculation about how other members of his group, Carbon Nation, have been subjected to verbal, emotional, and physical abuse. Tonight, I spoke with his chosen family and individuals who wanted to defend him.
His chosen family? No, Those are the remaining members of his cult who are there still hanging on by a thread. Because at this point, like Rick Allen Ross said during his testimony in court, they have built up an emotional equity in this abusive relationship. So they are waiting for their return on investment, which unfortunately, ladies, it's never going to happen. Y'all not going to get a return on y'all investment. Y'all might as well cut y'all losses now.
Spoke with his chosen family and individuals who wanted to defend him. I asked them how were they really treated, and here's what they had to say. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking to family members of Nature Boy Eligio Bishop. We have with us Portia, Kayla, and Tanisha. And Kayla, you were last talking. You're saying that many people put out false information about him. And a lot of false information got into the trial. When people describe him as a master manipulator, what would you say to that, Kayla?
Can I please
go
say
ahead,
something
and then we
to
can
that?
all
Go ahead.
I think that it is very unfair and unjust that people are calling him that and trying to place him in the same category as Jim Jones or Charles Manson. He did not brutally murder anyone. No, he didn't order anybody to murder anyone in their homes. And so Jim Jones, he was convicted of killing 900.
She does have a point there. Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, has not ordered anyone, at least not as far as public knowledge, to unalive anybody. However, he has on camera ordered individuals within his cult to cause physical and mental abuse on each other. So while we haven't seen him take it to the extent of ordering someone to take somebody out, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's really not out of the realm of possibility, Aya, a.k.a. Laya, a.k.a. Portia Wade. And the sad part is, if he gave her that order to unalive someone, I think she would.
He was convicted of killing 918 people. 200 of them were children. See, Eligio Bishop
And really quick, he killed himself before anybody could convict him.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the comparison is just really unfair to him, because that's nowhere near what is going on. These people entered his life, his personal life. This was a journey that he set for himself. These are ways of living that he himself, he sets high standards for himself, and he himself lives like this. There was instances where he told people, please don't do what I'm doing, because I live a different way that most people can't handle.
Yeah, and I feel like
Y'all, did Malia just roll her eyes?
Can't handle.
Yeah, and I feel like the Black man, especially if he has a mission or decides to do something out of what contemporary society can't put in a box, and they do have a lot of influence over people, and people don't understand it. You know, people's first thing is to demonize it. Their first thing is to just look what's on the surface, and then continue to spread the false propaganda that's already been publicized, instead of looking deeper, instead of coming to the people who actually can give you what's really going on. And
and coming to the people, how did he treat you guys? For those who may think you guys were under his control, what was life really like for you living with Nature Boy?
Well, the thing is, everything is on our website. If you see our lifestyle, you will, you will see all the beautiful things that we've done. And people all just, when you have a...
See, this is one of my problems with Team Too Much. The man asked a specific question. He asked what their lives were like living with Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy. And here come Efru talking about, well, if you go to our website, you can see our lifestyle. No, we want to hear the lies that you're going to tell the general public, the people who have not been following the cult, Efru, a.k.a. Caleb Buckner. We want to hear all the lies that y'all done rehearsed and prepared.
You will see all the beautiful things that we've done. And people all just, when you have a big light, people want to go to the shadow and make the shadow bigger than the light. And, just when you have a big light, people want to go to the shadow and make the shadow bigger than the light. And, just when you have a big light, people want to go to the shadow and make the shadow bigger than the light. And,
Right. What the heck?
And everybody has, and nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So we can't just look at the imperfections of someone and just blow that up and paint them as that. We have to actually look at the situation in its entirety. And I feel like if people want to get to know more, just go to our website.
Tanisha, we haven't heard from you tonight. Your thoughts on this and how you feel about Nature Boy, for those who are wondering. How important was he to you? Or is to you? Not was, he's still alive. Is to you?
I feel that this is deep, this is very disheartening. I feel that this is deep, this is very disheartening, and it hurts that people are defaming Eligio Bishop's character and they don't have the full story about who he is. So he's very misunderstood. And that hurts because he's my family member and I love him very much. And I think about him all the
I hope y'all notice how they not calling him their husband on national TV. They calling him their family member. And that within itself is a lie because none of them are related to Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy.
And I love him very much. And I think about him all the time because that's my family. And, you know, I know him personally. I know him for myself. I've got to know who he is for myself. Mm-hmm. The people online, they take bits and pieces of what he say and blow up that rather than get to know him personally for themselves. Mm-hmm. So this is very disheartening. This is very disheartening. And it's very sad that, you know, our people.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I wonder how long it took them to teach Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Doolay, the word disheartening, because she definitely pronounced it correctly and used it in the correct phrase. So they've been working on Malia with her public speaking. Good job, ladies. That's the only kudos I'll give to you. The rest of this sugar honey iced tea, just, y'all, he did it to himself. He confessed to the grape charge.
And it's very sad that, you know, our people, our melanated people are making a joke out of this. Yeah. A man getting sentenced to life plus 10 years without parole. I personally think that is sad. Mm-hmm. That people don't have a heart and that people don't see the injustice in this case. Mm-hmm. So that's what I have to say.
And when we come back, we'll let you give your final words, and we'll continue to have this conversation with you, family members of Nature Boy. We'll be right back here on The Factor Uncensored. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue our conversation with the chosen family members of Nature Boy, a.k.a. Eligio Bishop. It's been more than a week since he received a life sentence for raping a former member of his group. Tonight, his supporters and chosen family members continue to speak out in his defense. Our guests are back here on The Factor Uncensored. We're talking to family members of Nature Boy, and joining us now is Brandon, another family member and manager. So, ladies, before we wrap up here in the next 3 minutes, what else important do you guys want to get out there to the public?
I just want everybody to know that if they choose to know more about him, to just expose everything so perfectly. And I think that it's a shame that people take what he says out of context and clip certain minutes and make that a big thing. But if you really want to get to know a person, just go deeper than what the surface says.
Yeah.
Brandon, let's hear from you as a family member as well. What do you want to get out to the public?
I pretty much want to say that, you know, when it comes down to it, the burden of proof in America is not based on the fact that just because you don't like somebody, you know, you shouldn't be able to violate their rights to due process. And I know a lot of people don't like Nature Boy because of some of the stuff they may have heard, but in this situation, I wish you guys please set that to the side and focus on March 24th, 2022, because that's the main thing. When everybody understands the facts associated with this case, you guys will be blatantly violated. And then the media pushes out certain things without even knowing the truth of what actually occurred on the date. So it's like, you know, and media is just echoing the injustices in the court system. Because, you know, once you see somebody that's been convicted by 12 and they can be sentenced to 30 years, doesn't mean that they're actually innocent. As we see all the time, they end up getting out of jail. And it's more to this, just like the situation, it's way more to the story. So.
And you guys are waiting and hoping, ladies as well, for an appeal. You're going to appeal this case, right?
Yes, it's just it's a shame, like for you to get this much. It's excessive sentencing for a crime that was not violent. There was no brutality. It was nothing, and it was not even proved beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So just to keep in mind, that is the leading cause of Black men getting put into the prison industrial complex.
Yeah.
Is false testimonies and false accusations.
Yes.
And it's really sad to say, and I know a lot of people might not like what I'm about to say, but Black women are being used as a catalyst to put a lot of Black men away behind bars. Black women are being used as a catalyst to put a lot of Black men away behind bars. Black women are being used as a catalyst to put a lot of Black men away behind bars.
Yes.
Especially when they're angry.
Yep. And really quick, go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say, I just gotta echo what they're saying. Like it's so much more to this process when it comes down, even like the evidence that was submitted to the court. You allow videos of Nature Boy to be submitted into the court, but you didn't allow videos of her to be submitted to the court when she spoke to the police. You allow videos of Nature Boy of what he was on social media, but you didn't allow videos of her and what she said on social media. And it's just like the bias. It's supposed to be good for the goose, good for the gander. And that's just a little short, quick clip of biases right there within the justice system. So,
all right, we want to.
That's not bias, sir. That is Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, spending all of his money while he was making $20,000 a month on Bigo, getting donations from the general public, getting people's military money. He did not put aside any money whatsoever. And to be honest, everybody's complaining about Robert Booker. He didn't do a good job. He didn't object. He didn't do this. Guess what? You get what you paid for. On period. Y'all didn't have Jose Bias money.
Clip of biases right there within the justice system. So,
all right. We want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, giving your side of the story. And once again, really quick, Portia, for those who want to know more about you.